Hi, I'm Ryan Hafen and I'll be your instructor. As a data scientist, I love exploring datasets and finding new insights, particularly with large and complex datasets. In this chapter, you will learn methods for visualizing summaries of large datasets, looking at interactions between variables, and visualizing subsets in detail. The most natural place to begin exploring a large dataset is to find general, high-level patterns by plotting distributions and summary statistics of each variable. Summarization reduces the data to a manageable size and can help you get a general understanding of the data before asking more detailed questions. For summaries of one variable, we will focus on three major types of variables: continuous, categorical, and temporal. We'll cover one popular scalable summary method for each variable type. Each of these methods involves greatly reducing the size of the data in a computationally scalable way. That makes it possible to use these methods on very large datasets. To illustrate the methods, we will use the Gapminder dataset, which you may have seen in other DataCamp courses. This dataset provides indicators for 142 countries over 12 years. Let's start with the histogram. Histograms provide an easily interpretable way to visualize the distribution of a single continuous variable by splitting the range of the variable into bins and counting the observations that fall into each bin. You can create a histogram using ggplot2's geom_histogram function. Here is a histogram of the Gapminder life expectancy variable. We see a distribution that looks like it has at least two peaks, or modes. While the underlying dataset is small for this example, we could make a similar plot for a much larger dataset, since the computation is simply counting how many observations fall into each interval. To visualize a single discrete variable, we can create a bar chart, which counts the number of records for each unique value of the variable. A bar chart can be created using ggplot2's geom_bar function. Here we count how many observations we have from each continent in the data. A useful way to visualize a temporal variable is to bin by time and compute the number of observations or some other summary using dplyer's groupby and summarize functions, followed by a plot of the summary. Here, for example, we compute the annual median gross domestic product across all countries for each year and then plot it with ggplot2's geom_line. At this point, you may have noticed a theme of binning. A general scalable strategy for many summary visualizations of large data is to use dplyer's groupby and summarize functions in creative ways. dplyer is very fast and even scalable when backed by larger databases. Speaking of larger datasets, let's now look at another dataset consisting of records of taxi ridership in New York City. This data contains a random sample of 1 million yellow cab taxi rides from July to December of 2016. For each taxi ride, data such as the pickup date, trip duration, and information about the cab fare are available. We have chosen a subset of variables as well as a random sample of records for the sake of keeping the data size manageable, so that you can receive immediate feedback in the interactive exercises that follow. The same code used in this chapter can be applied to the full dataset on your own computer. Let's put what we have learned to work by visualizing summaries of these 1 million